be one of those days where you need to be careful.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, ton of wind for tomorrow. That is going to be a concern. You guys, we start off tonight with a demo project.
Okay.
Take a look here. Got a guy up on the cherry picker. He's just dink, dink. And, you know, this could take a while, you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you get all this structure in here. You got to work on all that and get it all set to go. And then it just takes a while once you really that ought to wrap it up. So we're good to go, and we're set.
That's all it took.
Yeah, I don't. Obviously, fire damage, and then it took all the internal structure out of this thing, and then now just a couple of taps, and that's usually why they're like, "Hey, go ahead and stay out of the building here until we get everything all set to go." So that is. Now, as far as our weather goes, a couple things going on here. Number one, high wind warnings in place across the northern mountains out to the northeast, and wind advisories in place through the metro area and the northern 2/3 of the state here. And what we've got is in advance of a storm system, it's the southwest winds that are going to be ripping through the state for tomorrow. Here in the metro, we're going to see gusts over 40, gusts over 50 over the rest of central New Mexico, and up to the northeast, gusts possibly over 60. 58 in the metro right now. West-northwest winds right now 7 miles an hour. Temperatures 30s and 40s off to the north. So it is cool already in areas like Taos and Durango. Meanwhile, across the south, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for the most part. Next storm system still sitting off the west coast. It's headed in our direction. Going to take another couple of days to get here for the most part. So what we'll see here is tomorrow, out ahead of this thing, we'll ramp the winds up. The clouds are not necessarily going to be a huge factor for tomorrow. We'll see some across the four corners, but most areas of the state are still going to see plenty of sunshine out there. Not a great deal of precip either. Could see a shower or two north of Durango, but the big story, definitely the wind out of the southwest, and then we get ready for the storm system, which approaches for Wednesday into Thursday. More on that in just a moment, but we're also going to see these winds continue as well, not only Tuesday, but into Wednesday as well. And it does look like we are back in the storm track here for two different storm systems coming in. Number one, the one we just talked about, Wednesday into Thursday. Best chance for showers is going to be the northern third of the state here for some snow up above about 7,000 feet. A tremendous amount of wind both Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe even Thursday as well with this first system. The second system that comes in over the weekend. This one looks like it drops down farther to the south. Now, the question with this is, and there's still plenty that we need to iron out, could it do a better job of drawing moisture in across the state? It does look like it may have that chance to at least bring more cloud cover and maybe some more showers across the area as well. So we will watch this for the weekend. Again, at this point, this thing isn't necessarily looking like a big timer, but it does deserve to be watched. And the long-term outlook actually is pretty good. We've got a good-looking trend on the way here. We still have above-average temperatures forecast through late spring across the area. That's pretty much been the forecast over the past 6 to 8 months. So that really hasn't changed all that much. But what has changed is the precip. If you remember back a few months ago, our previous forecast was for well below average precip across the area through spring and through a good portion of summer as well. Now the forecast, it's equal chances of being above and below. That's improvement. It may not end up being a huge deal, but it's a good trend to see for us to end up equal chances versus a below average forecast. Does it mean we're going to have a huge monsoon flow? Not necessarily, but it does look like we're going to have a pretty good El Nino headed in our direction, and that can have a variety of impacts on the monsoon flow pattern. But the overall point from all of this is it does look like back half of the year could be better precip-wise than the front half of the year has been. More on that as we get closer. 50s across southern Colorado for tomorrow, partly cloudy, southwest winds. It can be an issue. 25 to 35 gusting to 50, especially in Alamosa. You won't see as much wind around Durango, but you'll see a ton of it around Farmington, Gallup, and Grants for tomorrow, and a shot at showers with that storm coming in Wednesday into Thursday. Across the southwest, mostly sunny skies. Southwest winds 25 to 35, gusting to 45 as well. Cooler on Wednesday. Over to the southeast, blowing dust is the issue for tomorrow, and warm temps. 91. Carlsbad, Cloudcroft at 59. Northeast, temperatures here in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, depending on your elevation. High winds will be a factor just about everywhere. And watch those places like Mora County, Colfax County, and San Miguel County for wind gusts 60 miles an hour. 60s and some 50s across the northern mountains here over the next few days. And Red River looking at 47 for tomorrow. A tremendous amount of wind in the northern mountains, east mountains as well. Going to get ripped by the wind where we could well see gusts to 60 miles an hour. Here in the metro, blowing dust will be a real possibility, especially on the west side with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We will see a few more clouds across the area Wednesday into Thursday. And our best shot at showers for now looks like it'll probably be the weekend. Let's wait and see how that shakes out. But one thing to note, too, not only are we going to have a lot of wind here in the city Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to see those temperatures dip. By Thursday, high just 54. Much more coming up on Twitter at KRQB Mark.
All right, Mark, thank you very much.